Hello Virgo, Virgo rising and Virgo moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting May 8th, 2017. And a quick reminder for you guys out there, remember if you ever do want to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com. So let's get started here. What's going on with your astrology this week? Well, we got a lot of good. We got a lot of good going on with your astrology this week, Virgo. And that is all starting on Tuesday with the Sun in Taurus, in your 9th house of travel, higher education, higher spiritual and multicultural experience, exposure, and expansion, as well as government and legal proceedings, is forming a gorgeous connection to Pluto, currently retrograde in your 5th house of love, romance, and your relationships with your children. And there may be an old opportunity coming back for you, or a lover, or both, to actually take the trip that you've wanted to take. Maybe there's some new adventure that's coming on, or an old adventure. There could be somebody, actually for a lot of you single Virgos this week, coming back into your life from your past, possibly somebody that you met while traveling, or somebody that you met while in school or in university. You know, something where we are trying to reunite with either the experience or the person. And this can actually create a powerful sense of closeness, because sometimes it's the bonding on the adventure. You know, it's the adventures that couples have and the adventures that crushes have that really do bring them close together and cement those relationships. And so this may actually be an adventure that you and your partner have sorely been wishing for or waiting for, or possibly an adventure that brings an old lover back to you. Later on in the week, we've got Mars, planet of action and energy, in your 10th house of career, where it's been pushing for a lot of that crazy overtime money, forming a gorgeous connection to Jupiter retrograde in your 2nd house of earned income, promising even more money. And a lot of this can indicate, some of you Virgo people may have, if you've been entertaining the opportunity of finding a different job or working in a different vocation, a surprise may come from within your organization for an opportunity to take on a promotion or a new position in the company you already work for, or a company that you've worked for previous, that is more secure, better paid, and could begin much sooner and be cemented much sooner. Usually with Mars, we do tend to see things going very, very quickly. But remember, with Jupiter retrograde, especially for the duration of this month, all of that hidden treasure is coming from in a space that you already know you have. It's about, remember, finding that buried treasure in your own backyard. So what is going on with your cards this week? Well, for your spiritual advice, we do have the card of the Wild Hunt. Things will get a little crazy this week with the Wild Hunt, because the Wild Hunt always talks about the snowball effect. Everything, even the lightest touch that we give on something, the lightest nudge, the quietest suggestion could actually, you know, develop and escalate very quickly, for good or for ill. You know, free will and, you know, no absolutes and all that stuff. And the Wild Hunt can also indicate an opportunity for a lot of you Virgo people, again, to have that adventure, that journey opportunity come up this week that you do need to take on. I think that, you know, a lot of Virgos are getting a big theme in the stars even right now, where there's sort of this push for, you know, y'all need some damn questing. You know, there's got to be some kind of quest going on, whether it's a reward at the end, like love, romance, you know, wealth, you know, experience, wisdom, or it's just simply a test of your methods. This is the card that's bringing it along. Just be careful, again, whatever you get started is going to take off very, very quickly in any area of your life. So if you are hoping to do something slow and steady, maybe put it off till next week. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we do have the 5 of Wands upright. And the 5 of Wands is kind of neat in this area, because we do have an opportunity, again, for a lot of you Virgo people to successfully test and compete for a position or a higher position than what you've applied for or where you are at the workplace. Some kind of big competitions coming through. But one of the things I will also make a point of saying is that with the 5 of Wands, sometimes there can be a problem with overlaps in priorities. Financially, everything's gorgeous. We've already seen that. This card also does bring in extra money too. But there's a lot of problems with overlapping in terms of time, schedule, and itinerary. You know, sometimes we plan on, you know, working with a certain colleague or a partner for a couple of hours, and then all of a sudden they end up taking up the whole day, and the whole day gets packed up. This can be a need to, you got to pay attention to when that is on the verge of happening, because again, it will, or perhaps might slow up the works a bit more seriously than you'd expect. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, the others in your life, we do have the Nine of Wands reversed. This can be a wonderful card for a lot of you Virgo people that feel like maybe you have not been able to get through to somebody, and maybe they've shut you out. Maybe you've been feeling like there's a bit of a cold shoulder going on with him or her. You know, this could be a friend or relative, possibly even a lover, that maybe there's a conversation that's just not happened that needs to happen. Maybe it's gone unspoken, we're afraid of having that talk, or it just seems like they're not in the mood to have that talk. The Nine of Wands reverse always shows up when people are finally getting over themselves and letting their defenses down. And there's your opportunity. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Queen of Wands reversed. It's going to happen, I guess. The Queen of Wands reversed can show up as somebody who is ultimately their own worst enemy, but they may be trying to get you to believe that they are your friend or that they need your assistance. Sometimes you get manipulation from the Queen of Wands reversed, and that's the impression I'm getting heavily from this card. See, when you pick up a card 3 times in a row, you might get 3 different forms of the interpretation of that card. And for this, I'm kind of getting somebody that's trying to get you to do something on their behalf, stick up for them, but they're the bad guy. Okay? Usually the Queen of Wands reversed, again, we get that manipulation. Some people leave things out. They don't want to tell you what their faults are. They don't want to tell you what they did to screw the situation up. Most likely a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, and again, it seems like she is full of righteous indignation, even though she's to blame. Don't let yourself get caught up in that and, you know, and try to go and be her crusader. If clearly, you know, it's like hiring a bodyguard for somebody who doesn't need it. It's, you know, this is going out, you know, you're not her defense attorney or solicitor here. She dug her own grave, let it be. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we've got the Judgment card upright, finally taking something for a spin or for a whirl. For those of you who are currently single and looking, or those of you who've been chatting somebody up or waiting for an opportunity to actually, you know, connect with somebody, go on that first date, give that conversation a try, the Judgment card upright says we're going to be doing that this week. So a lot of you could be getting that first start, that head start on a love relationship. For those of you who are currently coupled, the Judgment card upright says you and your partner are going to successfully actually implement some kind of rule, some kind of new standard of living, some kind of new, I guess you could say, adjustment to your lifestyle that you've been trying to get done as well, but, you know, maybe the time wasn't right, the money wasn't there, you know, the availability wasn't happening. But the Judgment card does indicate some kind of big resurrection, or maybe even some big completion of a major task, bringing more peace and contentment to your relationship. And again, possibly even taking something for a test or taking something for a spin that you guys have only considered to be a bit of a fantasy. So a very interesting way to end the week. So that is your horoscope, Virgo. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com.